the first photograph. In 1826 or 1827, Joseph Nicephore Niepce captured the first photograph, view from the window at Le Gras, using a camera obscura and a pewter plate coated in bitumen. This pioneering moment marked the birth of photography, revolutionizing the way we document, share, and perceive the world around us. The Discovery of X-rays by Wilhelm Röntgen. In 1895, Wilhelm Röntgen discovered X-rays, a form of electromagnetic radiation. This groundbreaking discovery revolutionized medical diagnostics by allowing doctors to see inside the human body without invasive surgery, opening new realms in medical science and treatment. The Invention of the World Wide Web by Tim Berners-Lee. In 1989, Tim Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist, invented the World Wide Web, providing a way to access information over the internet through websites. This innovation transformed the internet into the most powerful communication and information sharing tool, fundamentally changing society, commerce, and education. The Battle of Thermopylae. In 480 BC, the Battle of Thermopylae was fought between an alliance of Greek city-states and the Persian Empire. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the Spartans and their allies heroically delayed the Persian advance, becoming a symbol of courage against overwhelming odds. The Invention of Insulin. In 1921, Canadian scientists Frederick Banting and Charles Best discovered insulin, transforming the treatment of diabetes mellitus from a fatal disease to a manageable condition. This medical breakthrough has saved countless lives and remains a cornerstone in the management of diabetes. The Fall of the Berlin Wall. In 1989, the Berlin Wall, a symbol of the Cold War divide between East and West Germany, was peacefully torn down by citizens from both sides. This event paved the way for German reunification and marked the beginning of the end for the Soviet bloc, symbolizing the triumph of freedom and democracy over division and repression. The Creation of the Periodic Table by Dmitry Mendeleev. In 1869, Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev published the first widely recognized periodic table, which organized elements by atomic mass and predicted the existence of elements not yet discovered. This tool has been fundamental to the development of chemistry and our understanding of the natural world. The first manned moon landing, Apollo 11. In 1969, the Apollo 11 mission successfully landed astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the moon, with Armstrong becoming the first human to walk on its surface. This monumental achievement in space exploration symbolized humanity's potential to reach beyond our planet. The Development of the Theory of Evolution by Charles Darwin. Published in 1859, Darwin's On the Origin of Species introduced the theory of natural selection, fundamentally altering our understanding of life on Earth and providing a unifying foundation for the biological sciences. The Invention of Paper. In ancient China, around 105 AD, the invention of paper by Kai Lun in China marked a revolution in recording and disseminating knowledge, replacing more cumbersome materials like bamboo and silk, and significantly impacting education, literature, and bureaucracy. The Harnessing of Electricity by Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. the work of Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison in developing alternating current AC and direct current DC electrical systems respectively in the late 19th and early 20th centuries electrified the world, powering industries, homes, and revolutionizing transportation and communication. The sinking of the RMS Titanic. In 1912, the unsinkable RMS Titanic sank after hitting an iceberg on its maiden voyage, leading to significant loss of life. This tragedy led to major changes in maritime safety regulations, including the requirement for sufficient lifeboats for all passengers. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone and decipherment of Egyptian hieroglyphs. Found in 1799, the Rosetta Stone was key to deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphs, unlocking the language and history of ancient Egypt and expanding our understanding of early civilizations. The completion of the Transcontinental Railroad. In 1869, the United States celebrated the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad, linking the east and west coasts by rail for the first time and revolutionizing transportation, commerce, and the settlement of the American West. The invention of the airplane by the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright's first powered flight in 1903 in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, marked the beginning of the aviation era, changing transportation, military strategy, and global connectivity. The discovery of the double helix structure of DNA. In 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick, building on Rosalind Franklin's work, discovered the double helix structure of DNA, revolutionizing biology and genetics by uncovering the molecular basis of heredity. The Chernobyl nuclear disaster. In 1986, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the Soviet Union experienced the world's worst nuclear disaster, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material. This event had profound implications for nuclear safety, health, and the environment, leading to widespread changes in nuclear policy and technology. The development of the polio vaccine by Jonas Salk. In 1955, Jonas Salk developed the first effective polio vaccine, virtually eradicating the disease in much of the world and demonstrating the life-saving power of vaccines. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg. Gutenberg's movable type printing press, invented in the mid-15th century, democratized knowledge, facilitated the spread of literacy, and played a crucial role in the Renaissance, Reformation, and scientific revolution. The discovery of Australopithecus. The discovery of Australopithecus fossils in the early 20th century provided key evidence of early human evolution, challenging previous notions about the origin and development of humans. The first human spaceflight by Yuri Gagarin. In 1961, Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human to journey into outer space, completing an orbit of the Earth. This historic event marked the beginning of human space exploration and the space race between the Soviet Union and the United States. The adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In 1948, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, establishing a global expression of rights to which all human beings are inherently entitled, influencing international law and national constitutions. The construction of the Panama Canal. Completed in 1914, the Panama Canal connected the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, revolutionizing maritime trade by significantly shortening travel time and influencing global economic patterns. The abolition of slavery. The 19th century abolition movements across the globe, culminating in legal acts like the Emancipation Proclamation in the United States and the Slavery Abolition Act in the British Empire, ended centuries of slavery and marked a significant advance in human rights and justice. The invention of the microscope. The development of the microscope in the 16th and 17th centuries by pioneers such as Antony van Leeuwenhoek opened up the microcosm of cells and microorganisms to human study, laying the foundations for microbiology and cellular biology. The first transatlantic cable. Laid in 1858, the first successful transatlantic telegraph cable connected North America and Europe, revolutionizing international communication by allowing messages to be transmitted across the ocean in minutes rather than weeks. The Manhattan Project and the Atomic Age. The Manhattan Project, which developed the first nuclear weapons during World War II, ushered in the atomic age, transforming global military strategies and sparking debates on the ethics of nuclear power and armament. The discovery of insulin. Frederick Banting and Charles Best's discovery of insulin in 1921 revolutionized the treatment of diabetes, transforming a previously fatal diagnosis into a manageable condition, exemplifying the impact of biomedical research on improving human health. The Battle of Agincourt. In 1415, the English victory over the French at the Battle of Agincourt, largely thanks to the longbow, became legendary, symbolizing the effectiveness of technology and tactics in warfare and becoming a cornerstone of English national pride. The quantum mechanics revolution. The development of quantum mechanics in the early 20th century by scientists like Max Planck, Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, and Werner Heisenberg fundamentally changed our understanding of the physical universe, challenging classical physics and leading to significant technological advancements. The establishment of Yellowstone National Park. In 1872, Yellowstone was designated as the first national park in the world, setting a precedent for the conservation of natural beauty and wildlife. This landmark decision in the United States sparked the global national park movement, emphasizing the importance of preserving natural landscapes for future generations. The first successful flight of a powered aircraft by the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers' first successful flight in 1903 marked the dawn of powered aviation, revolutionizing transportation and military strategy and opening new possibilities for global connectivity. The discovery of the structure of DNA. In 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick, building on Rosalind Franklin's X-ray diffraction images, elucidated the double helix structure of DNA, providing the foundation for modern genetics and revolutionizing biology and medicine. The invention of the steam engine. The development of the steam engine in the 18th century by inventors like Thomas Newcomen and James Watt powered the Industrial Revolution, transforming manufacturing, transportation, and economic practices globally. The signing of the Treaty of Versailles. The 1919 Treaty of Versailles formally ended World War I, but imposed punitive conditions on Germany, contributing to economic hardship and political instability, factors that facilitated the rise of Adolf Hitler and the onset of World War II. The first use of general anesthesia. In 1846, the successful demonstration of ether anesthesia by William T.G. Morton revolutionized surgery, making pain-free procedures possible and opening new horizons in medical treatment. The Apollo moon landing. In 1969, the Apollo 11 mission made history when astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the moon, symbolizing the pinnacle of human exploration and achievement. The invention of the printing press. Johannes Gutenberg's introduction of the printing press in the 15th century revolutionized the spread of information, making books accessible to a broader audience and facilitating the Renaissance, the Reformation, and the Enlightenment. The French Revolution. Beginning in 1789, the French Revolution dramatically reshaped French society, abolishing the monarchy and establishing principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity that influenced democratic movements worldwide. The discovery of penicillin. Alexander Fleming's accidental discovery of penicillin in 1928 revolutionized antibiotic medicine, saving millions of lives and heralding the era of antibiotics. The creation of the United Nations. Founded in 1945 following World War II, the United Nations aimed to prevent future conflicts and promote peace, security, and cooperation among nations, marking a significant advance in international diplomacy. The eradication of smallpox. The global vaccination campaign led by the World Health Organization resulted in the eradication of smallpox in 1980, representing a landmark victory for public health and demonstrating the effectiveness of vaccines. The invention of the light bulb. Thomas Edison's development of the practical incandescent light bulb in 1879 illuminated the world, enabling activities to extend beyond daylight hours and significantly impacting daily life and industry. The formation of the European Union. The European Union's establishment in 1993, evolving from earlier European cooperative efforts, aimed to promote economic integration, peace, and stability across Europe, representing a unique model of supranational governance. The first human in space. In 1961, Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human to journey into outer space, marking the beginning of manned space exploration and highlighting the technological rivalry of the Cold War. The development of vaccines. Edward Jenner's pioneering work on the smallpox vaccine in the late 18th century laid the groundwork for the field of immunology, leading to the development of vaccines that have saved countless lives from various infectious diseases. The fall of the Berlin Wall. The fall of the Berlin Wall. in 1989 symbolized the end of the Cold War and the beginning of the reunification of Germany, representing a victory for freedom and democracy in Eastern Europe. The invention of the Internet. The development of the ARPANET by the U.S. Department of Defense in the late 1960s and early 1970s, evolving into the modern Internet, revolutionized global communication, information access, and commerce. The invention of the automobile. The development of the automobile by inventors like Carl Benz and Henry Ford transformed personal transportation, shaping modern urban landscapes, industry, and culture. The discovery of the Americas. By Columbus. Christopher Columbus's 1492 voyage, sponsored by Spain, led to the European awareness of the American continents, catalyzing the age of exploration and significant cultural and economic exchanges. The adoption of the Gregorian calendar, implemented by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582, the Gregorian calendar corrected inaccuracies in the Julian calendar, ensuring a more accurate alignment with the Earth's revolutions around the Sun. It's now the most widely used civil calendar globally, illustrating the impact of scientific understanding on timekeeping in daily life. The construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Built as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu around 2560 BCE, the Great Pyramid is the oldest and only surviving structure of the seven wonders of the ancient world. Its construction demonstrated advanced engineering skills and has fascinated scholars and tourists for centuries, contributing significantly to our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization. The discovery of the electron by J.J. Thomson. In 1897, J.J. Thomson's experiments with cathode rays led to the discovery of the electron, a fundamental component of the atom. This breakthrough was pivotal in the development of atomic physics and chemistry, shaping the modern scientific understanding of matter at its most basic level. The ratification of the United States Constitution. In 1788, the ratification of the United States Constitution established the framework for the federal government and the rights of its citizens, becoming a model for democratic governance and constitutional law worldwide. The first successful use of a mechanical heart. In 1982, Dr. Robert Jarvik and his team successfully implanted the Jarvik 7, the first permanent artificial heart, into patient Barney Clark. This medical breakthrough highlighted the potential of biomedical engineering to extend and improve the quality of life for patients with heart failure. The invention of the telescope by Hans Lippershey. In 1608, Dutch eyeglass maker Hans Lippershey invented the telescope, dramatically enhancing humanity's ability to observe distant celestial bodies and revolutionizing our understanding of the universe and our place within it. The Battle of Hastings. In 1066, the Battle of Hastings led to the Norman conquest of England. This pivotal event significantly influenced the English culture, language, and governance, marking the beginning of a new era in English history. The development of the Haber-Bosch process. In the early 20th century, Fritz Haber and Carl Bosch developed the Haber-Bosch process, synthesizing ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen gases. This invention dramatically impacted agriculture by providing an efficient way to produce fertilizers, significantly increasing food production to support a growing global population. The first powered controlled flight by the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur. Wright's successful flight in 1903 marked the birth of modern aviation, opening new possibilities for transportation, commerce, and military strategy. The invention of the electric light bulb by Thomas Edison. Edison's development of a practical electric light bulb in 1879 revolutionized lighting, making it safer and more accessible and paving the way for the electrification of the world. The first human to orbit Earth. Yuri Gagarin. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit Earth, heralding the era of human space exploration and highlighting the technological achievements of the Soviet space program during the Cold War. The fall of the Roman Empire. In 476 AD, the fall of the Western Roman Empire marked the end of ancient Rome's dominance in Europe, leading to the medieval period. This event significantly impacted the political and cultural landscape of Europe, influencing the development of modern Western civilization. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg. Gutenberg's movable-type printing press, introduced in the mid-15th century, revolutionized the production and dissemination of literature, fostering greater literacy and the spread of knowledge. The discovery of vaccination by Edward Jenner. In 1796, Edward Jenner's development of the smallpox vaccine introduced the concept of vaccination, saving countless lives and laying the groundwork for the eradication of many infectious diseases. The construction of the International Space Station. Begun in 1998, the ISS represents an unprecedented international collaboration in space exploration, providing a unique laboratory for scientific research and fostering cooperation among spacefaring nations. The Emancipation Proclamation. Issued by President Abraham Lincoln in 1863 during the American Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation declared the freedom of all slaves in Confederate-held territory, marking a significant step towards the abolition of slavery in the United States. The Battle of Waterloo. In 1815, the Battle of Waterloo marked the final defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte, ending his rule and significantly altering the political landscape of Europe, leading to a period of relative peace known as the Congress of Vienna. The introduction of the polio vaccine by Jonas Salk. In 1955, Jonas Salk introduced the first effective polio vaccine, leading to the dramatic decline of poliomyelitis worldwide and demonstrating the power of vaccination in public health. The invention of the microprocessor. The invention of the microprocessor in the early 1970s revolutionized computing, making it possible to develop personal computers and myriad electronic devices, transforming daily life and the global economy. The Discovery of the Americas by Christopher Columbus. In 1492, Columbus's expedition, sponsored by Spain, reached the Americas, marking the beginning of European exploration and colonization of the New World, and dramatically impacting the global economy and indigenous populations. The signing of the Magna Carta. In 1215, King John of England signed the Magna Carta, limiting royal power and establishing the principle that the king and government were subject to the law, influencing the development of constitutional democracies around the world. The first successful test of the atomic bomb. In 1945, the Manhattan Project led to the first successful detonation of an atomic bomb in New Mexico, ushering in the nuclear age and changing the course of World War II and global military strategy. The invention of the Internet. Emerging from ARPANET, the invention of the Internet has transformed society, enabling global connectivity, instant communication, and access to vast amounts of information, fundamentally changing commerce, education, and social interactions. The development of the theory of relativity by Albert Einstein. Einstein's theory of relativity, published in the early 20th century, revolutionized physics by introducing concepts of space-time and gravity as geometric properties of the universe, profoundly affecting our understanding of the cosmos. The construction of the Panama Canal. Completed in 1914, the Panama Canal connected the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, revolutionizing maritime trade by significantly shortening travel time between the two oceans and illustrating the impact of engineering on global commerce. The ratification of the 19th Amendment in the United States. In 1920, the 19th Amendment granted American women the right to vote, marking a significant milestone in the women's suffrage movement and advancing gender equality and democratic participation. The discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming. Fleming's accidental discovery of penicillin in 1928 opened the era of antibiotics, revolutionizing the treatment of bacterial infections and saving countless lives. The launch of Sputnik by the Soviet Union. In 1957, the launch of Sputnik, the first artificial satellite, by the Soviet Union marked the start of the space age and the space race, emphasizing the strategic significance of space exploration during the Cold War. The invention of the telephone by Alexander Graham Bell. Bell's invention of the telephone in 1876 revolutionized communication, enabling instant voice transmission over long distances and profoundly impacting social and economic interactions worldwide. The decipherment of Egyptian hieroglyphs by Jean-François Champollion. In 1822, Champollion's decipherment of the Rosetta Stone unlocked the secrets of ancient Egyptian writing, opening new vistas in the study of ancient Egypt and contributing significantly to the field of Egyptology and the understanding of ancient civilizations. The first transcontinental railroad, completed in 1869 in the United States, the first transcontinental railroad revolutionized transportation, enabling faster, more efficient coast-to-coast travel and commerce, and significantly contributing to the westward expansion and economic development of the United States. The discovery of Pluto. In 1930, Clyde Tombaugh's discovery of Pluto at the Lowell Observatory expanded our understanding of the solar system. Though later reclassified as a dwarf planet, this finding highlighted the complexities and vastness of the space beyond Neptune, The invention of basketball, created by James Naismith. In 1891, basketball was initially designed as an indoor sport to keep athletes fit during the winter. Its simple yet dynamic format led to its rapid growth into one of the world's most popular and widely played sports. The signing of the Treaty of Waitangi. In 1840, the Treaty of Waitangi was signed between British colonists and Maori chiefs in New Zealand, aiming to establish British law while protecting Maori rights. Its interpretations and applications have been a central issue in New Zealand's cultural and political life. The invention of the refrigerator. The development of mechanical refrigeration in the 19th century transformed food storage, preservation, and distribution, contributing to improved food safety and convenience, and significantly impacting dietary habits and the food industry. The first successful heart transplant. Performed by Dr. Christian Barnard in 1967, the first successful human heart transplant marked a milestone in medical surgery, opening the door for advancements in organ transplantation and saving countless lives. The formation of the African Union. Established in 2001, the African Union, AU, succeeded the Organization of African Unity, OAU, to promote unity, peace, and sustainable development across the African continent, reflecting a collective effort towards better governance and cooperation among African nations. The discovery of the God particle. The discovery of the Higgs boson, or God particle, in 2012 by scientists at CERN's Large Hadron Collider provided key evidence for the standard model of particle physics, offering insights into the fundamental structure of the universe. The development of the Internet Protocol Suite, TCP/IP. The introduction of TCP/IP in 1983 standardized data transmission methods across the burgeoning network of networks, which became the foundation of the modern Internet, facilitating its expansion and universal connectivity. The invention of dynamite by Alfred Nobel. In 1867, Alfred Nobel invented dynamite, revolutionizing construction and mining with a safer and more powerful explosive. Nobel's later establishment of the Nobel Prizes reflected his desire for his invention to benefit humanity. The launch of the Hubble Space Telescope. Launched in 1990, the Hubble Space Telescope has provided unparalleled views of the universe, significantly advancing our knowledge of astronomy, from the planets in our solar system to the most distant galaxies. The unveiling of the human genome. Project. The completion of the Human Genome Project in 2003, which mapped and sequenced all human genes, has revolutionized biology and medicine by providing comprehensive insights into human genetics, disease, and the complexity of life. The Emancipation Proclamation. Issued by President Abraham Lincoln in 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation declared the freedom of all enslaved people in Confederate territories, a pivotal moment in the American Civil War, and a significant step towards the abolition of slavery in the United States. The foundation of the Red Cross. Founded by Henry Dunant in 1863, the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement was established to provide humanitarian aid and protect the victims of war, setting the stage for international humanitarian law and efforts. The publication of The Origin of Species. In 1859, Charles Darwin published On the Origin of Species, introducing the theory of natural selection and revolutionizing the biological sciences by explaining the diversity of life through evolution. The Chernobyl nuclear disaster. The 1986 nuclear accident at the Chernobyl power plant in Ukraine became the worst nuclear disaster in history, highlighting the potential dangers of nuclear energy and leading to widespread environmental, health, and political repercussions. The creation of UNESCO. Founded in 1945, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, aims to promote world peace and security through international cooperation in education, the sciences, and culture, reflecting a commitment to intellectual solidarity and the preservation of heritage. The first assembly line by Henry Ford. In 1913, Henry Ford introduced the first moving assembly line for the mass production of automobiles. This innovation drastically reduced the cost of manufacturing, making cars affordable for the general public and revolutionizing industrial production. The discovery of Antarctica. The first recorded sighting of Antarctica in 1820 by a Russian expedition led by Mikhail Lazarev and Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen expanded the geographical knowledge of the southernmost continent, opening a new frontier for exploration and scientific research. The invention of the Global Positioning System, GPS. Developed by the United States Department of Defense and fully operational in 1995, GPS technology revolutionized navigation and positioning, impacting everything from military operations to everyday smartphone applications. The ratification of the Paris Agreement. In 2015, the Paris Agreement on Climate Change was ratified by numerous countries, committing to limit global warming and address the impacts of climate change, signifying a landmark global effort towards environmental sustainability. The fall of the Roman Empire. The decline and fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century marked the end of ancient Rome and the beginning of the Middle Ages in Europe, significantly influencing the development of Western civilization. The development of the vaccine for COVID-19. In response to the global pandemic in 2020, the rapid development, testing, and deployment of COVID-19 vaccines demonstrated the capability of modern science to address urgent global health crises, saving millions of lives. The Rosetta Stone discovery. Unearthed. In 1799, the Rosetta Stone played a crucial role in deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphs, unlocking the secrets of ancient Egyptian civilization and contributing significantly to the field of Egyptology. The first human genome. Editing, the advent of CRISPR-Cas. 9 technology has enabled precise genome editing, marking a new era in genetics and biotechnology with potential applications in medicine, agriculture, and beyond, while also raising ethical considerations. The launch of Apollo 11. In 1969, Apollo 11 mission's successful moon landing was a monumental achievement in human space exploration, placing the first humans on the moon and showcasing human ingenuity and perseverance. The invention of the personal computer. The development of the personal computer in the 1970s and 1980s transformed computing, making it accessible to the masses and revolutionizing how we work, learn, and communicate. The Suez Canal opening. Opened in 1869, the Suez Canal drastically shortened the maritime route between Europe and Asia, significantly impacting global trade routes, maritime navigation, and geopolitical strategies. The invention of the submarine. The launch of the first practical submarine in the late 19th and early 20th centuries marked a significant advancement in naval warfare, expanding military capabilities and strategy beneath the sea's surface. The discovery of the theory of plate tectonics. The formulation of the theory of plate tectonics in the mid-20th century revolutionized geology by explaining the movement of Earth's lithospheric plates and the cause of earthquakes, volcanoes, and mountain building, profoundly impacting our understanding of Earth's geological processes and history. The invention of the compass. The magnetic compass developed during the Chinese Han Dynasty around 206 BCE to 220 CE, and later used widely in the 11th and 12th centuries by navigators, revolutionized maritime exploration by allowing sailors to determine their direction even on cloudy days or in uncharted waters, significantly contributing to the Age of Discovery. The establishment of the World Health Organization, WHO. Founded in 1948 as a specialized agency of the United Nations, the WHO was established to promote global public health, coordinate international health efforts, and respond to health emergencies, playing a critical role in eradicating diseases like smallpox and combating health crises such as the COVID-19 pandemic. The first photographic image. In 1826 or 1827, Joseph Nicephore Niepce created the first permanent photograph, view from the window at Le Gras, using a camera obscura and a pewter plate coated in bitumen. This innovation marked the beginning of photography as a means to capture and preserve moments in time. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone. Unearthed by French soldiers in 1799 in Egypt, the Rosetta Stone was pivotal in deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphics, thanks to its inscriptions in 3 scripts. This breakthrough by Jean-François Champollion in 1822 opened up the study of ancient Egyptian language and civilization to the modern world. The development of vaccines, beginning with Edward Jenner's smallpox vaccine. In 1796, the development of vaccines has been one of the greatest public health achievements, preventing countless diseases and saving millions of lives worldwide through immunization against viruses and bacteria. The invention of the light bulb. While Thomas Edison is often credited with its invention, the development of the practical incandescent light bulb was the result of work by many inventors. Edison's successful commercialization in 1879 brought widespread electric lighting, transforming nighttime economy and society. The first test of the atomic bomb, the Trinity test. on July 16, 1945 in New Mexico, marked the first detonation of a nuclear weapon, heralding the atomic age. This test under the Manhattan Project significantly impacted the conclusion of World War II and the dynamics of international relations. The signing of the Declaration of Independence. On July 4, 1776, the Second Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, asserting the 13 American colonies' freedom from British rule, an event that played a pivotal role in the formation of the United States and inspired global movements for independence. The invention of paper by Kai Lun. Around 105 CE, Kai Lun, a eunuch of the Han Dynasty, greatly improved the method of making paper, making it more accessible and practical for widespread use. This innovation was crucial for recording information and spreading knowledge, impacting education, governance, and culture. The first successful human heart transplant, performed by Dr. Christian Barnard on December 3, 1967. The first successful human heart transplant was a groundbreaking event in medical history, opening the door for advances in organ transplant surgery and saving numerous lives. The launch of Sputnik. 1. On October 4, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the world's first artificial satellite, into orbit, marking the beginning of the space age and the international space race, significantly influencing technological and political developments during the Cold War. The completion of the Panama Canal. Opened in 1914, the Panama Canal connected the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, revolutionizing maritime trade by significantly shortening the travel distance for ships, illustrating the impact of engineering achievements on global commerce and geopolitics. The invention of the microscope. The development of the microscope in the late 16th century, with significant contributions from Antony van Leeuwenhoek, revolutionized the biological sciences by allowing for the observation of organisms and structures too small to be seen with the naked eye. The codification of Roman law. Under Emperor Justinian II in the 6th century, the Corpus Juris Civilis, body of civil law, was compiled, systematizing centuries of Roman law and serving as the foundation for legal systems in many modern states, influencing the development of international law and legal thought. The first powered flight. Achieved by the Wright brothers in 1903, this innovation marked the dawn of the aviation era, significantly impacting transportation, commerce, and military strategy worldwide. The discovery of the double helix structure of DNA. In 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick unveiled the double helix structure of DNA, revolutionizing our understanding of genetics and opening new avenues in medical research, forensic science, and biotechnology. The first human on the moon. On July 20, 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human to walk on the moon during NASA's Apollo 11 mission, a monumental achievement in human space exploration and a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. The creation of the Internet. Emerging from ARPANET, the creation of the Internet has reshaped global communication, economy, and culture, becoming an indispensable part of daily life and facilitating the digital revolution. the unveiling of the structure of penicillin. In 1945, Dorothy Crowfoot Hodgkin determined the structure of penicillin using X-ray crystallography, paving the way for the development of other antibiotics and revolutionizing medical treatment of bacterial infections. The invention of Braille. Louis Braille invented the Braille system in 1824, providing a tactile reading and writing system that opened up the world of literature and education to the visually impaired, significantly enhancing accessibility and independence. The foundation of the Red Cross. In 1863, Henry Dunant founded the Red Cross, introducing a humanitarian approach to the treatment of casualties in armed conflicts and disasters, a pivotal moment in the development of international humanitarian law. The introduction of the Gregorian calendar, implemented by Pope Gregory XIII. In 1582, the Gregorian calendar corrected inaccuracies in the Julian calendar, standardizing the calendar system used by most of the world today and affecting various aspects of daily life and cultural practices. The discovery of the circulation of blood. In 1628, William Harvey published his work on the circulation of blood, challenging centuries-old theories and laying the foundation for modern physiology and cardiovascular medicine. The Treaty of Westphalia. Concluded in 1648, the Treaty of Westphalia ended the 30 Years' War in Europe, marking the beginning of the state system based on sovereign states and influencing the development of modern international law and diplomacy. The invention of the assembly line. By Henry Ford. Henry Ford's introduction of the moving assembly line in 1913 revolutionized manufacturing, significantly lowering the cost of production and making automobiles affordable to the general public. The first transatlantic wireless communication. In 1901, Guglielmo Marconi successfully transmitted the first wireless signals across the Atlantic Ocean, demonstrating the potential of radio communication and leading to the development of global communication networks. The decipherment of linear B. In 1952, Michael Ventris deciphered Linear B, an ancient Mycenaean Greek script, providing valuable insights into the early history of Greece and the Mycenaean civilization, and showcasing the importance of linguistics in understanding ancient cultures. The invention of the battery. Alessandro Volta created the first true battery in 1800, providing a continuous source of electrical power and laying the groundwork for the development of electrical technology, which has become foundational to modern society. The first cloning of a mammal, Dolly the sheep. In 1996, scientists at the Roslin Institute in Scotland successfully cloned Dolly the sheep, the first mammal cloned from an adult somatic cell, sparking debates on the ethics of cloning and advancing the field of genetics. The synthesis of urea. In 1828, Friedrich Wöhler synthesized urea, marking the birth of organic chemistry by demonstrating that organic compounds could be produced from inorganic materials, challenging the vital force theory and significantly impacting the chemical industry and pharmaceuticals.